G'day guys and welcome back. Today we've got an absolute ripper. We're going to be heading into Australia's newest state-of-the-art amphibian and reptile conservation experience. It's a big centre right in the heart of Taronga Zoo here in Sydney. Now this new conservation centre they got in the middle of Taronga Zoo, they call it ARC, and it only opened 2 or 3 days ago, so we're going to be some of the first people to have a look. And it's home to 42 different species of amphibians and reptiles, and as you travel through the building, out and around, outside, up on top, you go through 6 different zones where we're going to see different types of habitats, different types of animals, and the different ways they live. Anyway, that's enough of flapping my gums. Trico here's had enough of listening to me. Let's get the hell out of here and head down into Taronga.
We're at Taronga Zoo.
How could you do that?
Because they're just random people. Are we going this way or this way? Okay, we're gonna go scan our tickets and have a good day at Taronga Zoo, aren't we? Josh is embarrassed.
I can't do this in public.
But I'm gonna take the lead until he is. Ooh, a bin chicken. You see that right there? There's a bin chicken. First animal for the day, guys. Ibis bird. All right, let's go get ticketed in. This is a map of the zoo, guys. You excited? Let's go.
We are at Taronga Zoo's brand new amphibian and reptile conservation centre, and this thing looks insane. We're going to give you an in-depth look of everything here, and I am super keen. It's only opened a few days ago and I had to get here. I had to get here before the school holidays, before it was too packed, and I'm super excited. So let's get started. Here we are, finally entering the facility. In our first enclosure, you'll be greeted by this beautiful big boa constrictor. As we move along, we got 2 more enclosures in this section. We got an elongated tortoise and a Chinese 3-striped box turtle. Unfortunately, we weren't able to spot them. We move into the nocturnal section now, and first up, we've got a beautiful Boyd's forest dragon just laying on a branch right in front of us. Once done marveling over the Boyd's forest dragon, you'll continue through the nocturnal section. You'll come across Australian scrub pythons, monocled cobras, and of course this absolutely huge reticulated python. His enclosure was massive. It's great to see this in our zoo facilities. Towards the end of the nocturnal section, you'll come across everyone's favourite gecko, the Centralian knobtail gecko, Nephrus ammiae. From here, you'll move into this spectacular frog and earless dragon conservation room. You've got 4 enclosures in this room, which include the southern corroboree frog, the Canberra grassland earless dragon, the yellow spotted bell frog, and the boorolong frog. The southern corroboree frog is so critically endangered. There's thought to be fewer than 30 individuals left in the wild, and Taronga is helping to turn that around. The southern corroboree frog is found only in the snowy mountains of Kosciuszko National Park. This beautiful frog is one of Australia's most endangered species. Their colour and striking pattern are a warning to predators of the toxins in their skin. Corroboree frogs are threatened by the deadly citrid fungus, climate change, and habitat destruction by feral animals, especially the horses and brumbies that run wild down in Kosciuszko National Park. Unfortunately, we couldn't spot the earless dragons or the boorolong frogs, but how cool are these yellow spotted bell frogs? As you begin to leave this room, you'll see the walls are decorated with so much interesting information about all these animals. It's super interesting, make sure you have a read. It's got big pictures, interactive for the kids. Look at that. The effort they have put into this facility is just looking absolutely phenomenal. Next up, we've got the Rhinoceros Iguanas. These guys are incredible. I've only ever seen them at Australia Zoo. These lizards spend much of their time basking in the sun on the tropical Caribbean islands of Hispaniola, Haiti, and Dominican Republic. Dominant males defend their territories through a display of head bobbing and body movements. If that fails, they'll fight viciously. Numbers are decreasing due to habitat destruction, being hunted for food, and predation by dogs, cats, pigs, and mongoose. After the iguanas, you'll have to ask someone to get out of your way. Move, please. Thank you. And we've finally got some Aussie venomous species, the inland taipan. The inland taipan is the world's most venomous snake, with a single bite containing enough venom to kill nearly 200,000 mice. Despite their reputation, bites from an inland taipan are extremely rare. Living in soil cracks and floodplains, they eat small mammals, especially native rats. As we head around the corner here, we're onto the home stretch of our indoor section before heading to the outdoor enclosures. Now in the first enclosure here, we've got my favourite Australian carpet python, the Centralian carpet python, Morelia bredli. As well, there were some Slater skinks down the bottom poking their head out of some burrows, but we didn't get a good look at them. Unfortunately, the bredlis were tucked away as well. In the next enclosure, we've got some eastern blue tongues. This was a really cool enclosure. There was a couple of them down the bottom, and then up the top you had your humble frilled neck lizard, which I'm heading up to Cairns next week to try and find my first wild frilly. So wish us some luck and tune in for those videos. Moving along to the next enclosure, we've got the most active animals for the day, the black-headed pythons. Now there was 2 of these in the one enclosure and they did not stop moving the entire time. We just spent a week up in outback Queensland trying to find these guys. We found a lot of DORs unfortunately, but none alive. And aren't they absolutely magnificent? This python is named after their distinct head that contrasts with their banded body. They use their forked tongue to detect the scent of their prey, which are lizards, other snakes, and occasionally ground birds and small mammals. They are a nocturnal species that spends much of their time sheltered in underground burrows. And being a nocturnal species, unfortunately that is why this snake gets run over a lot. They come out at night, they lay on the highways, they lay on the outback roads, and unfortunately people just don't see them and they get clipped and have a terrible ending. But I'll get redemption, I'll head back up there and we'll find some live specimens. Next up we have the world famous Shingleback skink, the 2-headed lizard, bobtail lizard, sleepy lizard, poo with legs, whatever you want to call it. He has a million names. And I've been super fortunate in my last few trips to see this guy all over the country, and it never ever gets old seeing this guy across the road. And sharing his enclosure was a little, probably more than one little central-netted dragon. Now this is one lizard that does elude me. I've been in their range so many times and every time I just cannot find them. They're probably hiding in the distance, looking at me, laughing. I don't know if it's because they're too quick or too small or I'm just useless. Incredible little species, one I wouldn't mind keeping. Next up, we've got the rusty desert monitor, Varanus arameus. Excuse my Latin, I'm not sure if that's exactly how to say that one, but what a cool little species with a really cool enclosure. He was sharing his enclosure with the eastern Pilbara spiny-tailed skink, Egernia epsisolus. And what a cool little guy he is. Next up was this little incredible species, which is now on the absolute top of my bucket list to find. Now this is a red-barred dragon, which reminded me of the barrier range dragons we were luckily enough to find in Mutawinji National Park, which you'll see in one of the Exploring Broken Hill videos on my channel. Male red-barred dragons defend their territories with dramatic displays. They show off their brightly coloured throats, raise their chests, curl their tails and bend up and down using their back legs. Moving along again, we've got the Gila monster, something most people have probably seen in a lot of zoos. The Gila monster is known for its powerful venom. Lacking sharp fangs of a snake to inject venom, this North American lizard must chew to inject the venom into its prey. This slow-moving hunter traps young animals in burrows and nests and uses strong legs and long claws to dig out trapped prey. Next up, we have an incredible species of lizard that I have not heard of before. I'm going to say this wrong, but it's called the Sheltopusic, or the European glass lizard. It's a huge legless lizard and it's phenomenal looking. I wish we had legless lizards this size in Australia because it is incredible. And next up, we have another stunning enclosure, and hiding right up the back in the top corner as far away as possible is the Fijian crested iguana. And look at the colours on that little fella. And right next to him, we have the Central American Eyelash Viper. And check out the colours on this guy. This viper is named for the enlarged scales above their eyes, which may help hide their shape from prey during ambush. This colourful snake waits in alert, striking posture in low palms, bushes and shrubs to ambush passing prey. And just as we were walking out, I spotted this one, which was more of a sort of a camo modded colour. I'm not too sure what to go with that is. I'll have to look more into the different colours in the species. And the last enclosure was a basilisk hiding somewhere at the back. Now we're moving outside and we come to this huge aquarium. The first species we spot in this aquarium is this large Mary River turtle. This is an endangered species that lives in freshwater streams and rivers. They're a threat to the pet trade, dams and soil erosion. And what a cool looking species it was. Now we move up, and up on top of the land we can spot a Merton's water monitor, a Varanus mertensi. And this is an incredible species. They're Australia's largest species of water monitor, and I absolutely love them. Now, there's supposedly a lace monitor in here. We haven't seen him all day, but it's a decent sized enclosure, but I guess it's probably one on the smaller side, but yeah, haven't been able to spot him. Then we're heading up the top now. There's a few outdoor enclosures. We were up here this morning, but it was just packed. Couldn't film anything. They won't be out now, but there was a couple of red bellies. I think I got some videos. A lacy soaking up the morning sun. So as well as that lacy down there, there was one up here. And I think a broadie, a death adder and some tiger snakes. But look how overcast and gross it is now. I'm sure everything will be in hiding, but we'll have a look anyway and give you a look. So in here was our red bellies. I'll chuck in some clips from this morning, but how cool is this outdoor enclosure? And then over across from there was our other lace monitor, which, oh, he's under there. There might be some heat panels under there for him. Yeah, there is. So he's just under the cave soaking up some heat. Oh, I just noticed too. So they got some heat panels up under that log, so there's a red belly in there now, soaking up a bit of extra heat. A little broadie there. Death Adder's head sticking out just there. It's having a stretch actually. And then the one enclosure we haven't had any luck in today, an outdoor tiger snake pit. I still can't see him. So I don't think we'll have that pleasure. Be under one of these pieces of bark or log. We've got heat lights up there, but There we go. There's the end of the reptile exhibit. How cool is that? There's species from all over the world, not just from here in Australia. Frogs, monitors, geckos, snakes, legless lizards, anything you could imagine. Yeah, super fascinating. I'm definitely going to be coming back here, and I recommend anyone else watching. There's heaps of interactive stuff for the kids, and this zoo is huge, so once you're done there, there's a million other things to have a look at. But right now, it's getting late. Traffic's going to be absolutely terrible. We're going to run out of here before the rain starts coming down and head home, back out west, and we'll see you on the next one.